Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss our bourbon trips we'd like to take outside of Kentucky. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Cailee Baker, Jim Fossa, and Katie Joyce.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. So we've got a fun show today. So it should be good. We're talking about places that we'd like to go. Not Kentucky, because Kentucky, we all go there and we have some experiences there. So we're going to talk about places outside of that may be worth going to and visiting for bourbon vacations. But before we get to that, McNew, you said there's something you wanted to talk about. What is that?
So I was thinking about this today because we do not own a coffee maker. My husband's not into coffee. I'm not into coffee.
Sad.
I literally never made coffee in my life. So I was wondering, what is something that most adults do or know how to do that you don't know how to do? I don't know how to make coffee. I could not make you a pot of coffee.
What?
I don't even, like, where does the filter go? Where do the things go? I do not know how it works. I could not.
I'm not a coffee drinker, McNew, but I could make it, and especially the Keurig. It's pretty damn easy. But
no, so like my dad drank instant coffee. He's just like, yeah, microwave
Instant coffee.
Put the shit in. I'm like, okay, cool. But I don't know how to actually make coffee. And I've never cared because it doesn't apply to me because I don't like it. So what do you not know how to do?
Okay, this is a good question, I think. But it's caught me off guard. I can't think of anything off my top of my head. Does anybody have something that they can give the rest of us some time to think?
I mean, it's not that I don't know how to do them, but like I was never taught growing up how to do taxes, and my dad always does them because he's an accountant. So like.
That's fair.
I mean, taxes are just that thing that, like, I'm pissed off that it's drawn out of my check every week, and then I get a check.
Not teach us that in school. That was not taught.
Yeah.
I do. That brings up a good one, Kaylee. You got me thinking because I didn't have anything. Banking. I have no idea how to bank. I don't control any of my own money. I don't know how much I have. I don't do anything with my own cash. I'm giving it a and that's it. And if I ever have to go to the bank, I don't know how to use it. I just walk up and I say, I'm a customer here. Can you help me deposit this check? If you get a check, sometimes, you sell a car or something, you want to deposit it right away. So I can't go through the normal process of handing it to the correct person who handles all that for me. So I just go up there and I'm like, I don't know how this works. Can you put this in my account, please? And I don't know. Well, what's your number, sir? I don't know. But here's my name, though.
I don't know. Look up my social.
I'm a little scared about going to biz with you now, Steve. And
right?
You just got to make a phone call tomorrow. And that scares me a little bit.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to work a bank.
I've spent so much of my adult life single that I feel like I know how to do all the adulting stuff. The only, I don't know if this counts or not, but the only kind of weird thing is, like, I have a granddaughter who I love more than anything in life. And I love kids and I can do everything with them. I have no problem changing diapers or feeding, whatever. I have no idea how to do a little girl's hair. And her hair is a hot mess when she's with me. She has long hair, and Papa has no clue how to take care of.
This was such a wholesome answer. Oh my God.
I have no idea.
Put you in a class on how to braid hair. This would be adorable.
Every time, and I do it. Can I do anything for that little kid? But I have no idea how to. I had her Tuesday, Wednesday. We had the best couple days together, and she's fantastic. But I know when I gave it her mom, her hair was a hot damn mess.
I love that this is something you worry about. That is so cute and so wholesome. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a thing. I can tell you that too.
love
My daughter would have to.
So you really just comb. You have to comb from the bottom up.
I do that. I always comb her hair because it's a rat nest. So I always comb it because we spend all day outside. I don't put her in front of the TV as little as possible. We were probably outside for 6 or 7 hours on Wednesday between, running through the woods and taking the dog for a walk. And I had this bounce house that I bought her. I blew up. And so we're outside having fun all day. But at the end of the day, like, I can't do her hair. I'll comb it out, but I have no idea how to put a braid in or a ponytail or bobby pin or I have no idea.
You could get these clippy things and just pull it and clip it. Really?
I would have no clue how to even start that. So I just comb it out and
there's another. There's a video. You do a video series.
So cute that you even care. Like, oh my God, that's adorable. I love it.
That's adorable. Okay.
So cute.
Katie, how about you? What's something you don't know how to do that you feel adults should know how to do?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of pride myself on being like a Jane of all trades. That I kind of, and I love learning in general. And so anytime, if I would ever find something I didn't know how to do, I go all in on figuring it out. So, I mean, I honestly can't think of anything. I'm just great at everything.
The world's best human right there. Katie.
I don't know how to make coffee, but I could absolutely be in the morning YouTubing how to fucking make coffee. Like I can YouTube anything and figure it out, right? Like that. I feel like that's our generation. We just YouTube it and we're like, now I know. But
that's the greatest thing ever, by the way.
YouTube is the best. The absolute best.
Right.
Yeah, we learn a lot there, but
it makes you wonder. Yeah, now I use these things, but then I also get to figure why the hell did someone do this, or making coffee. Why would someone make a video on how to use a coffee maker? Because it's so simple. But then you see McNew that people need it, I guess. So yeah,
there's a whole.
Not how
my truck the other day, and I saved myself $1,000 by YouTubing how to do it. I'm like, I got all the tools. I got this. I did the whole freaking brake system on my truck.
No, I changed all the screens in my house. We needed new screens. I YouTubed it. I changed all of our screens in a weekend. Wasn't a problem.
Imagine what that looks like.
I feel like I get it from my mom. Recently, before my parents got a new TV, they had their big screen was a back projection TV, not a LCD. And so the bulb went out. And so my brother and I get a text from my mom. She's like, I looked it up on YouTube, how to replace this bulb. She's like, a repairman was going to be so many $100. Fuck that. She's like, I'm doing it on my own. And so my brother and I were both so skeptical. My brother was like, God send, like, may God bless you. And then I was like, I'll start looking for new TVs. And then like an hour later, she texts us. She's like, I fixed it. I did it.
Really?
She's like, I watched a YouTube video. I figured it out.
The bulb probably costs more than a new flat screen, though. Probably.
That's,
buy a flat screen $30.
Found the bulb. I think it was only like $30. She was like, because it was cheap enough, I'm willing to at least try it before buying a new. Because they have I have the TV now, but so it's still working, but it's like a 80-inch something. I know it's pretty big. So but yeah.
So was she like my aunt? Because they had this huge ass big screen TV in the 90s, early 2000s, and she put all of our cute little decorations on top.
Oh
yeah. So she's not getting rid of that shit. She's like, that's where my decorations go. This TV has to work. Like,
that's
my aunt has lived.
She's committed.
The new TV they bought one of roughly the same size, but now TVs are so much thinner and everything. There's extra room in there.
She can't put it up there. She has to get a meal or something. She's not trying to do that. My aunt is absolutely pissed that TVs do not look the same, and she has to move her shit. Like,
my
that's
son
all the thing.
My son had a big flat screen TV when I sent him down to college, and like 4 or 5 months in, I get a call from, hey, Dad, my TV's not working. I'm just getting this blue screen. I'm like, Google, it's like I did. I can't find a reset. I'm like, bring it home. I'll see what I can do. He just lived an hour and a half away in college. He brings it back, and I YouTube it, and there's this whole thing about pull the motherboard out of this TV, put it in the oven at 110 degrees on a piece of cardboard. Your house is going to smell like crap for a day. But then put it in there for like an hour and a half and then let it cool naturally for 2 hours. And I feel like I'm being punked. It feels like when you had the iPhones that are foldable or people break.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, whatever. It doesn't work anyway, so I'll try it. And that was 4 years ago, and that TV's still working to this day. So thank you, YouTube, because you saved me a lot of money.
Really?
I'm like, there's
So like YouTube is like a fixture for most things. So like I love my husband. He's very handy, but like when I ask him to do something, he's like, I'll get to it when I get to it. But I'm like, I'm asking you now. I want it done now. I will YouTube it and do it myself. And then he's not allowed to be mad if I fuck it up. So I'm like, I YouTubed it. I have learned how to do so many things from YouTube.
Well, I've got a challenge here that I want to put down for Katie, since she claims she knows everything an adult should know how to do. I want to drop you off downtown St. Louis near the stadium and give you a bus schedule and have you get to South County where I live and see if you can figure out how to read that bus schedule.
Okay, that's a good one.
Right. Read a bus schedule.
Okay.
Or Steve, anybody but you and I on here be able to get from here to Destin, Florida with just a map, no GPS.
Right.
That's another good one.
Yeah. Oh,
I got get on like 65 and go south.
Yeah. Okay, Katie, you think you could do it?
I mean, I'm really good at direction in general, being a pilot. I kind of know that.
But this isn't direction. It's reading a bus map. Yeah.
I think I could. So I remember though, a few years ago, I went to Charlotte and I think it was Charlotte, and I landed in the airport and you had to get on one of their shuttles to get to the rental cars. And it took me a hot minute to figure out which shuttle I needed to get on.
So we figured it out.
Which color? I figured it out. But I did. I took a picture of this big old map on the wall, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I have a doctorate degree, and I'm not sure I'm going to figure this out correctly on the first try." Like,
so
you ever think about when we were back in high school, and you ordered a pizza from Imo's? How did they ever find your house?
Right.
Okay.
Like, they didn't have GPS.
I did not get delivery pizza until last year because I've always lived in the country. So
I'm in the country, so I get that. But my point is, like, all the drivers now have a GPS on their phone. They put an address and it takes them right there. That didn't exist when Steve and I were in high school. You were something, and they had to have
back
a
in the
map
day,
in
you would call them up and you'd be like, "You go to 92 Oak Street," and they'd be like, "Okay." And they had to look it up on paper maps. There wasn't anything telling
them.
They
had that notebook with the spiral, that has all the streets. Yeah.
Boulevard. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, there you go. That ended up being a pretty good topic. Way to go. That was good. What is everyone drinking? Cailee, we're starting with you. What do you got there?
Well, I looked ahead at the show, and I really want to visit this place, so I went with Breckenridge Bourbon Whiskey. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Pretty good. Katie, how about you? What do you got?
I have Blackened, a blend of straight whiskeys finished in black brandy casks from a distillery in New York.
Okay. Ooh, that was good.
That was crisp.
I didn't even change my audio settings to low. I forgot that part.
That was good.
That was good. I'll go next because I'm not expecting a lot. I'm not going to beat Katie with this. This is still 6:30 here in St. Louis, and this bottle is nearing the end of the run here, so not much left action, I don't think. So, no, not a lot going on there. McNew, what do you got?
I have some Noble Oak Double Oak Bourbon. Not a bottle that we've loved, but it looks well loved because we use it in cocktails because I don't like it by itself, but we'll see.
Okay. No,
it looked like you're drinking something secret because your background set to blur. So when you held the bottle, it blurred out the label.
Yeah, it just blurred the label out. It was weird. Yeah.
All night. I've been looking at it like, what's that?
Oh, how do I make it focus?
Copyright.
No one's allowed to know what she's actually drinking.
Right. All right, Jim, you're the last one. What do you got?
I'm not going to win this. I got a well-loved bottle of Maker's limited release SE4.
No, nothing there. Nothing left. Give that bottle to me, Jim. There's nothing left there. There's no action left in that cork. Give that to me. All right. Well, Katie wins again. The new mic is paying off.
Wild.
It's paying off.
I feel like it's the mic and not her
It's
bottle.
It's the mic.
Oh, Katie, you're happy.
It is my raw talent.
Mm-hmm.
There's that.
Sure. There was no raw talent until she got the new mic, though. It's weird how that worked out. So, yeah.
That's an audio setting, Birds. It says raw talent.
Right. Raw talent. That's the setting.
But you guys don't have the new Zoom update with the audio setting of Cork Pop?
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about these trips we want to take, things that are non-Kentucky related. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward Certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Hi, this is Mr. Bill. You're listening to Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about the non-Kentucky bourbon trips we want to take.
Yes, we are. There's two I want to take, but I won't go first. I'll let other folks go first, and they may hit on mine because I think they're kind of obvious. I feel like there's two really good places for bourbon outside of Kentucky, and there's one that maybe people want to go to too. I'm not keen on that. So there's only two I want to take. So what about you guys? What's a bourbon trip that you want to take outside of Kentucky, of course? Anybody?
Jim, you're muted.
Jim's muted. He was talking away. He was, I'm sure it was great, but you weren't saying anything.
You know, that's the best comment I've had ever. But I'm going to Colorado.
Colorado, yes, that's one of
so
mine.
that would be my choice. You know, first of all, what I love about Kentucky is the beauty of it. I love the outdoors. The setting in Colorado, you know, probably eclipses that with
Right.
the beauty of it.
True.
But on top of that, you have so many fantastic distilleries there. You know, we can start off with our friend at Deerhammer, and Breckenridge, Stranahan's, Leopold, Telluride. I mean, there's so many great distilleries.
10th Mountain, yeah. Distillery 291, who we just had on the Bourbon Talk Show last night. What a story that is. I love that. I love their whiskey, and they're great. Yeah.
Might be taking some long drives in between distilleries compared to Kentucky, but if you're doing that, the view is going to be fantastic. And so if I had to pick one spot to go for a distillery tour, I think Colorado would be my choice.
Yeah.
Colorado's legit.
My understanding that they're number two in total bourbon distilleries, behind only New York.
Right.
I think most people think it's Kentucky. Now, Kentucky volume-wise, yes, it blows anybody else out of the water. But most of that volume, though, comes from 8 distilleries, and then there are a lot of other ones there. And I think Kentucky's third bourbon distillery-wise, so they're still way up there. But New York being number one, Colorado being number two. So there's a lot of distilleries to go to in Colorado, and some pretty cool laws too. Like anything goes there, cocktails, right. You name it. So yeah, it's a little bit different, a little bit more regulated in Kentucky. So
the Wild Wild West.
Yeah. So that's a good one, Jim, for sure.
I second that.
Yeah, that's when you'd like to go to Cailee, out to Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I love Colorado. We went there every year as a kid, like to go skiing and stuff. And then I used to live in Michigan, and so I kind of like the cold aspect sometimes. I only lived there for 2 years. It was a very short stint. I definitely don't want to go back to where the winters are that bad, but Colorado is just phenomenal views wise, and he's right. It's a close second to Kentucky as far as like, you know, just getting to see all the views around and how beautiful nature is in those areas. So
Yeah.
I would definitely want to go back to Colorado and do it.
And Jim said another thing that helps sell Colorado is, you know, there's a lot of distilleries there, but they also are making a lot of great whiskeys, and they're all just a little bit different. As you talk about those, Leopold Brothers and Distillery 291 and Breckenridge, they're all great, but also just a little bit different too. So yeah, Lenny's place is different than any place you get anywhere else. So they're all just unique for sure. So it's very cool. Very cool.
Katie, what's happening there?
She's
got a leaf on her head.
I know.
What is that?
I don't know.
It is technically called Happy Sprout.
Okay, it's called Happy Sprout. Again, folks, we're on Zoom recording this, so again, it's
And
an
we're
audio show.
like 4 shows in.
We're
So
4 shows in, and
I've
for
started
some
to dig into my video filters as I'm sitting
Yeah,
here. 'cause
so
we're-
Katie has a sprout on her head now, so I don't know what that means.
He had a ribbon for a little while, and I just kind
I
of let
did.
that
I
one
had
go.
my
but
number
I
1 ribbon
couldn't-
from winning
yeah,
the
I
Cork
couldn't
Pop.
ignore the sprout on top of your head, but I could ignore
Yeah.
the ribbon.
What's on
Yeah.
your cheeks?
Yeah.
Can't-
Oh,
Very cute little peach cheeks. I don't know.
speaking of ribbon winners, I've got a gold story here for you guys. I got to share. So at the Kentucky State Fair, when Royce was a young lad, he won the Prince of the Fair one year. Like his mom,
no.
it's like I don't know. The best thing you could call is like a beauty contest. It's not a beauty contest, but it would be like that. You know, it's style, it's fashion, it's how you compose yourself. And he won the Little Prince Award
Well, he is Hollywood.
at the Kentucky State Fair, which is great.
That's
I
so
wish-
funny.
Horrible.
Yeah, I would love to see a photo of that victory.
Yeah. I want to. Can we?
We'll see. We'll see.
We
if
asked
we'll-
Miss Becca Sue to do some digging and
Yes.
find
yeah,
a photo for us.
yes, we got to get that.
Can't
What
hear
a- I also said New York. You know, to me,
Yes.
Kings County is great. Taconic, Widow Jane. I mean, there's a lot of cool places to see in New York. And that would be definitely one of the places I would like to go. Again, New York's great anyway, but you know, the distilleries is what we're talking about here, and there is plenty of distilleries to go and visit, and they are also pretty unique as well. So yeah,
New York's definitely, that was my answer, especially Widow Jane. I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, they're cool.
And then actually on the cocktail side of it, I am very excited for a New York trip to go visit actually my friend Tim at Whiskey Wednesdays. Because there's a few bars that
Yeah.
he always talks about. And so actually we're planning a Whiskey Wednesdays meetup in December. And so we'll be going to Spaniard and Little Branch. And then I think Mother's Ruin. There's a few others, but even like I have a sweatshirt from the Spaniard, even though haven't been there yet. And then Little Branch as well. I'm really excited to check those places out in New York that I feel like it's just like a totally different cocktail scene.
yes.
That you
While you're there,
can't
would
get
you
anywhere else.
get the liquor stores? Would you hit liquor stores and look for unicorns while you're there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
For those not watching our video, I now have a unicorn filter on my head. It's called a magic horn.
The magic horn. Okay.
We're
I
going to have to
I also,
start doing YouTube videos of these. I'm going to keep fucking around with filters here.
Right.
Okay. It's nice. Yeah.
I have to go back to the part where I said I lived in Michigan for a brief stint. I think Michigan is a good place to go as far as distilleries. I used to live in Kalamazoo, and Green Door Distilling Company is doing some awesome things down there, or up there rather.
Yeah.
And that one distillery in, I want to say Jackson, Michigan.
Jackson.
Jackson. What are you, Sean Connery? He's in Jackson, Michigan. There is definitely you know, a great scene in Michigan. There's a lot of distilleries there, despite the fact I don't think the laws are that great there. I think Michigan is, especially dealing with retail and state run and all that. It's a mess.
Yes.
But there are quite a few distilleries up there, and there's some very good ones because we do that.
Although,
We do that
I will
flagship.
say,
and
as
there's a lot of
far
good
as
there.
like going into liquor stores up there, I found that bottle of E.H. Taylor that's sitting up here. I think it was the single barrel, collecting dust for $60 on the shelf.
That's good.
So
Yeah,
I was like,
that's
okay,
nice. That's
done,
nice.
easy.
Okay, McNew's got her hand up.
McNew keeps raising her hand.
Yeah,
Yes.
McNew, what do you want to know?
I
McNew?
literally
No,
do
McNew's
not
with
know
a pledge of allegiance.
how that's happening.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they
apparently-
don't.
Likely
raised my
story.
hand. I also have hiccups, so I've been on mute. I have really much hiccups right now. Not great. But so I would say New York, absolutely, because there's Black Button, there's Widow Jane.
Oh yeah, Black Button. I
New
forgot
York,
about them.
Black
Yeah.
Button's up there. It's not in the city, but go north, I guess, and find Black
They're in
Button.
Rochester. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing really cool stuff. And also Indiana, we have Jason at Club 55. Indianapolis has a lot of cool shit happening. So
El Tango
let's
is
talk
cool.
about Indiana too. We're more than
Yeah.
MGP.
Yes.
Ah.
If you could ever get MGP to start giving tours, Indiana would suddenly be a
Oh
bourbon
my
hotspot.
God.
Right.
What did we
It would
not?
instantly be like that. It would be one of the top
They
bourbon
like to be
destinations.
very private about what they're doing, but
Right.
also,
But they can make so much money off of it. It seems like a publicly traded company. That's a revenue stream that they're just turning their back on.
people love some
There's
MGP.
so much cool stuff there too. Like it's the way they do things different. Like they cook in the lines. Like nobody else does that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
It's crazy the stuff they do there that
Yeah.
any other tour wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No,
Just the capacity and size of their fermenters. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
honest-
check out Indiana. Check out some Indiana bourbons. Find where they're distilled. Go to those distilleries. Also check out New York too. Those are my two top.
New York,
Michigan also like.
I really
Okay.
want to go, now that I think about it, I really want to go to Texas and do like
Texas.
a bourbon trip in Texas. 'Cause
There's certainly a lot of
barrel
distilleries in
whiskey-
Texas and a lot that are, nationwide. I mean,
Right.
The only
there's-
problem is they're so far apart. Texas is huge.
I know,
Right.
like Iron and
Like,
Garrison for
it'd be like
sure.
an 8-hour
Goes
drive.
to Texas. I don't. They're probably not even close to each other. Their distance
No.
is weird.
their distance is weird, but yes, you got Garrison, Balcones is there. You've got Still Austin is coming up now. There's definitely an abundance of distilleries there that are, again, consumers know who they are because they do have great distribution coming out of there. So they're
Instead of
doing
like
well.
a road trip, like Bourbon Trail, driving to different distilleries, Texas should have one where a pilot just flies you. To
Yes,
different ones.
you could do
It's
that, Katie.
different.
That should be
There you
easy. Yeah.
I mean,
I would
will
sign
find-
up for that, Katie.
I'll find other pilots. I don't want to fly because then I can't drink, and I want to be
Oh.
drinking.
Oh,
Hey,
it's
if you
sad.
fly me for free, I'll let you drink. I'm willing.
We'll roll the dice. Yeah.
Willing to risk our lives for a
Yeah.
fun drinking trip.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
mean, is there a FWI? Does that exist? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Flying
pretty.
while intoxicated.
That's got to be
How do
one
they pull-
strike, right,
how do they
Katie?
pull you over, Steve? Steve, how do they
Right,
pull you
Katie?
over? Like, seriously.
Yeah. How do they?
Yeah,
pull you
that's
over?
and we have very strict rules. It's called 8 hours bottle to throttle, and so not only is it limited as to what your blood alcohol content could be, but if they can show that you have had anything to drink within the last 8 hours before flying, you're done.
Mhm.
But do time zones matter? Do time zones matter? 'Cause we can-
Right?
we can
Yeah.
work
So you just
out
gotta jump a few time zones first, and then you're
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
you see, according to Pacific Standard Time.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Back in Indiana in the day, it used to be time zone by city, and so you talk about confusing. Trying to navigate that. Yeah, that was all McNew had all that. That was all her idea. Like, well, let's just do it by city. You can decide what time zone you want to be in. We've lost McNew, by the way, so I don't know where she's at. That's
Nope. Still here. Very
Still here.
strict.
We can't see you.
I'm still here. So, well, there you go. I don't know that there's anywhere else. I mean, I don't think. I mean, California certainly has a lot of distilleries, but most of them are sourcing their stuff. I don't think that there's a lot of California. There are some. I don't want to say like because got Golden Beaver out there, they're making their stuff, but there's not a whole lot that are making stuff. I see a lot of distillery names that are just sourcing things from there, and Florida seems to have a lot, but are they making any waves with that stuff? Maybe St. Augustine, but they're not doing real good. So, yeah. So I think we kind of hit the highlights for sure. So there you go. And I guess if we ever start a project where we go state by state, Jim, maybe we'll hit Hawaii first, see if there's any good ones there, and go from there. There's not
Bourbon
any.
Daily on the road.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Cailee, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Cailee O. Baker.
All right. Katie.
You can find me over on Instagram at Katie Proof.
Jim.
Find me on Facebook at Jim Fosnot or on Instagram at FozJim, FAZZJIM.
All right. McNew's picture.
Yeah, I am on Instagram at McNew ABV, and I am trying not to cough or choke right now, so move on.
For me, I'm easy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. By the way, while you're checking stuff out, we have a new Apple exclusive podcast, subscription-based. So check that out. It's called Bourbon Interviews. If you sign up for the Bourbon Interviews channel, it's $8.99 a month. But there are 2 shows that are on there. We have our classic interviews, which we open up.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Did he?
Do we finish the podcast? What
Rose,
happens?
is it recording us or did his recording stop as well?
I don't
Because
know.
he's
I don't know.
frozen.
Steve Rose, I'm back. Steve Rose.
Oh,
his-
man.
He's just
What
gone.
do we do? I bet.
This is Cailee Baker with the ABV Network. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This show has been sponsored by YouTube. Go home and YouTube
The
things.
important website is abvnetwork.com. Everything we do is out there, and you can find us. Please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps everybody else find the network, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, please visit us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network. He left. I don't even know if that got
It
recorded.
says I'm the host now.
Haley's
Wait,
but it's
did I
still
say
says
that to
recording.
everybody?
So where's the recording going?
I don't know. Wait,
When we-
I have the option to pause or stop recording. Do we just
So
keep
you
going?
need to try saving the recording.
I don't know.
You know how
I
to do
don't
that?
know if I should stop it or not.
Steve left, and then it might be a lost show. We have lost some shows.
Let's
Oh,
see
yeah.
if he rejoins in a moment. Then maybe he'll be able to give us some guidance here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
stop
don't want to
recording.
press that stop or pause without him
No.
doing that. Not going to touch nothing, but I will take a break real fast since we're about to move on to our 5th show.
Going. Hold on.
Yeah, when he
Be back.
froze, I was like, "Oh no, my internet froze." I was like, "Wait, I can see everybody else moving."
Yeah.
I got a text. I got kicked off. No shit. we
Yeah, we figured that out. Thanks.
we got that part. Where are you?
He's been banned from Zoom for misleading content on COVID.
I wonder if there's a Halloween filter. Can I search?
Do you have Christmas lights or like a Stranger Things filter?
I got the Christmas lights now. I guess I could dress up as a lion for Halloween. Bird.
Jim, so I love that you like have a dark humor, but you don't always say it the way that I say it. So I'm just like, yes,
Oh.
we are equally assholes at different times. And I love it.
I try and hide it on the show because I
I
am
don't.
way probably darker than you. I have professional Jim, and then I have everything else. Like I have zero filter in my real life.
Okay.
And,
I just be blurring those lines. I do not care. I'm just like, you get what you get.
I'm back.
You're back. I don't have the option to. Okay, is the recording safe?
The recording's good. We're recording.
Okay.
I pushed it out pretty solid.
You exited out, and it was like you are the host now. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what to do.
No.
So yeah.
I think we said goodbye. I think it worked out.
I have to toss it to you, McNew. So all right, let me just pick it up there. So yeah, check it out. Bourbon Interviews on Apple's subscription. So check it out. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Out.
Oh my God.
Bye.
What the fuck are you doing?
Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.